Yeah, Fred and Jackie, take a look at this over here. It's now a filled pothole, but it took more than a month for the streets department to come out and fill it after it was reported to 311. We found it's not an isolated incident. There's similar instances to this throughout the city, and our investigation found that the city's data on this issue may have as many holes in it as the roads.
Yvette Smith takes pride in her West Philadelphia neighborhood. That's why she called 311 twice, requesting the city to come fill this pothole.
Somebody's either going to step in it and get hurt, or somebody's going to bust their tire.
Yvette isn't the only one worried about them. 311 received more than 5,800 requests for service for pothole repairs in the first 6 months of the year. By early July, we found that about half of those reports are still marked open. According to the Streets Department Chief of Staff, Michelle Brisbane, once someone puts in a request to 311, a streets inspector goes to look at it and determine if it is a pothole. Then it's scheduled to be filled.
If they determine that it's a pothole, then they're going to create a work order.
The city's goal, listed on its website, is to repair potholes within 3 days, 90% of the time.
The work order will get sent to the highway yard, and then the yard will dispatch a crew, like similar to what you see here, and they'll go out and fill the pothole.
Okay. And that's within the three days?
Yes.
According to the most recent city manager's report, 93% are filled within Philly's 3-day deadline. We asked if we could see how the city came up with those numbers.
You would have to do a right-to-know request.
So we put in a public records request asking for work orders for all potholes filled since 2023. A month and a half later, the city denied our request, saying in part it wasn't specific enough. Not having the information means we can't analyze it to see if the city is actually reaching its goal. The public is left with self-reporting from the city and 311 data. The NBC 10 investigators' analysis of 311 data found that less than 12% of pothole requests were closed 3 days after they were reported. The 311 data doesn't say when work orders were created, but it does give estimates for when the reported potholes will be filled, ranging from 3 to 60 business days. There's another wrench in the 311 data.
It's still remaining as potholes, when in fact they're not potholes.
That's right. Not every hole in the road is considered a pothole, so they might not fall under the 3-day deadline.
It was a cave-in, or was it a depression or something?
Brisbane also tells us not all pothole complaints come through 311. She says most are discovered by Streets Department employees. Those too would fall within the 3-day deadline. With the lack of cooperation from the city, in early June, the NBC 10 investigators decided to do a small test of our own. On June 9th, we identified pothole complaints made through the weekend and chose 3 locations to check out. One was in front of Yvette's house in West Philly, one in Fairmount, and one in Somerset. That's where we met Steve Dennis.
I almost got sideswiped when 2 cars were actually going, coming up and down the street.
All of these potholes had an expected closure date of June 12th. When we went back to check that day, only the one in Fairmount had been filled. 4 days later, and past the city's own deadline, the one in Somerset was fixed. We just happened to be there that day, speaking with Steve.
Could have been a little sooner, but all said and done, they came, they solved, and we'll see what happens on the next one.
We kept checking the other location day after day, week after week. Some of that time overlapped with the 8-day District Council 33 worker strike. In the end, it took 39 days to get the one in West Philadelphia filled. We've asked the city if it considers these to be official potholes. No one has replied.
And Brisbane from the Streets Department tells us that the investigators are working to fix the 311 data. Now, if your car has been damaged in a Philadelphia street due to a pothole, you may be able to be compensated. You have to file a claim with the city. You can find that on our website on NBC10.com/investigators. In West Philadelphia, Claudia Vargas, NBC 10 News.